Hello friends, we are going to start Java training in respect to Selenium programming. I want you to practice as much as you can to master the Java programs while looking at the videos or offline. This Java session will give you more confidence to work with the Java programming language. So before we go started, two things is required to do with the programming language. We need a platform where we can write our programming language. So you might be thinking, what is a platform? A platform where we can write a program, we can run a program, and we can manage our program. Every programming language is written in a syntax, and that is very specific to the syntax. Like it's in case sensitive. It has to follow some basic rules. So what is the syntax? Syntax is a group of keywords when put in a structured manner, and we do something called as execution of that syntax. That syntax is compiled and executed to perform a specific operation which we intend to do. So to do that, we have to write that syntax in a specific manner. One of the most important factors we need to do is we need good environment to write the script. It is not like we can open the notepad and we can write the programming language. We can do that, but that would be very tedious task, because in a notepad we will not having those options, those facilities which is there in a IDE. IDE gives you lot many facilities. It gives you suggestions, it checks your code. If that particular code is not written in a proper manner, in a proper syntax, that will prompt you error, and that makes your life easy. So we have a freeware and open source platform, that is Eclipse. So we go to eclipse.org, and there we will find a different version of Eclipse. This is eclipse.org. We can go to download. Here's option for download Eclipse. Once you click on this download Eclipse, you can see there are many number of versions of the Eclipse. Actually, Eclipse is a freeware and free source, free platform. So there are number of things we can do with the Eclipse. Eclipse is being used for the mobile development. Eclipse is used for Java development. Eclipse is used for RAP, RCP, and Eclipse is for testers. So there are different versions you can see for the Eclipse. So to start with Java programming, we need Eclipse Classic. This is the second number. You can see this is the latest version of Eclipse Classic. Here it is written for, that is for Windows 32 and 64-bit, right? So you need to download this specific to your operating system which you have. So to check which operating system you have, it's a 32-bit or 64-bit, you can go to My Computer. Here you can right click and go to properties. In properties you can see it's a system type is 64-bit operating system. So in my case I have 64-bit operating system, so I'll download this Windows 64-bit of Eclipse Classic. So once you click on that, it will download the particular files, and here you will get that, right? So it's not executable file. It will give you a zip file. In that you have all the required files in it, and that does not require to install or do anything with this, right? And one more thing, to work with Eclipse you need JDK, and to get the JDK we can go to google.com and we can start writing JDK download. You will get number of links which is pointing to oracle.com or java.com itself, right? Either we can go to specific to java.com, and after going to java.com we can see java.com is not opening for me. Just let me open the java.com. This is java.com, right? So in a front page, in a like home page, you can see Java plus you download today. So this version of Java is required for your system to understand the Java applications. Like there are number of applications which has Java installed. To understand those applications you require your system to be enabled for Java. So this version is for that. We have to go to developers, right? Here is an option for developers. Once you click on this developers, it will take you to the page where you have option for JDK. Here it's written where can I get the JDK download. You just click on JDK downloads. It will take you to the JDK download page. There you can select the agreement and you can install JDK. So this is Java Platform Standard Edition, right? This we require to work with Eclipse. So we can click on the download. Once you click on download, it will take you to the accept license page, and after accepting the license from here, you can see which version is compatible with your operating system, and you just click on this exe. It will download the exe on your system, and after download it you can just double click on that particular exe and follow the instruction to install the JDK. So this is normal installation, like if you follow the proper instructions, that will install the Java JDK on your system. So to check with like if Java is installed on your system or not, you can go to run and you can type cmd, right? So if you open the command prompt, here you can type Java and just type Java and click on enter. So as soon as you click on enter on command prompt, you can see there are number of options is displayed after you click on typing Java, right? So this shows us that Java is properly installed in our environment. So like now we can start with Eclipse now. So once JDK is installed, we can go to Eclipse folder, right? You can put Eclipse folder on any specific locations. So I have on my C drive, I go to Eclipse and there is Eclipse exe, right? To launch the exe, you have to just click on this Eclipse option. It will take some time to open, right? It's open properly, and it's asking for the workspace. So friends, workspace is a folder location where Eclipse will store all your code files which we are going to build or we are going to write, right? So in my case, I had Selenium workspace. I'll go to browse and I'll give a different location. Now I go to C drive and I'll just make new folder. I write core Java and I'll just click on OK, right? So it has taken a different location. So you can work with the same location, or if you want, like you are creating a different projects and that should be in a different location, so you can do that. Here is option, you can set this is the default location, so it will not ask from next time. So once you click on OK, my Eclipse is starting It will take some time depending on the system. So my Eclipse has started, and you can see this is the welcome page of the Eclipse. Here we have tutorials, we have what is new, sample or overview. So if you want to really go through with the Eclipse features and functionalities, you can use tutorial, or you can take the overview, right? But I want you to just go and play around. So like while working we will learn number of features which is there in the Eclipse. So here is a workbench. So what we had earlier, workspace is a folder location where all the files, all the source code will be stored, and workbench is a bench, like a platform where we'll start writing our code. So once we click on workbench, you can see it will take us to the location. This is the ID location of Eclipse. This is the project explorer part, the left, extreme left. This is the right task list you have in the right, and in the bottom of that we have console, properties, server, all those. And this is the main area where we will start writing our code, or we'll start with programming and all, right? So the Eclipse is ready now, and we have to start with the project. So first thing in a Java, if we start in a new, that would be a project, right? So if you go to start and we'll go to file, we'll go to new, we have to start with the project, right? So whatever we'll start with the project. So that would be a Java project. So I selected the Java project, I clicked on next, and it is asking me to write the project name, right? So I'll write Silicon Soft Tech or software testing concept.com, right? So in a project name I have taken Silicon Soft Tech hyphen Java tutorial. This is the long project name, but that is good. And you can see this is the default location where this is going to save our all the files is under core Java, which is our workspace, and it's creating one more folder to store all the files which would be there in a so-called Silicon Soft Tech Java tutorial project name, right? I'll just make it caps 1 Silicon Soft Tech, right? And here, here you can see is what version of JRE it is using. It has number of versions, so it is using the latest one, 1.7. so leave it, and there are number of things will come later. So we will go to finish. So once we finish that, it is asking me to start the Java perspective. It is saying this kind of project is associated with the Java perspective. This perspective is designed to support Java development. It offers a package explorer, a type hierarchy, and Java specific navigation action. Do you want to open this perspective now? Yes, we want to open the Java perspective. So as we know, Eclipse is not only for Java, and once you click on this icon, sorry, not this icon, once you click on this icon, you have number of perspective, right? Java is used for, like database debug, Java browsing, Java EE, Java type hierarchy, JavaScript plugin, all those. So it has different perspective to work with. So if you want to work for debug, it will open the debug mode. If you want to work with XML, web, or something else, it will open the different perspective. This is the same thing, but like same environment, but it has different options or different features available depending on the different perspective. So here we can see it's a Silicon Soft Tech Java tutorial is the project name. This is started. Once you click on this project name, you can see it's one is source file, one is Java system library, right? So you see there are number of jar files. What is jar files? It's a Java archived resource, and Java archived resource is a jar file which is reusable component, which is which is like contribution from all over the world, because like Eclipse is a freeware, so whosoever is required any functionality, any features, or any coding, any programming they do, they put it as a reusable component. So and they put it in a JRE form. So if anybody else is required that those can be used as a reusable component. So what does that mean? That means if I'm manufacturing a car, right? So once I'm manufacturing a car, I may not have all the things from scratch, right? I may have cars, I may have tires from Bridgestone, I may have music system. I'm designing a car, right? So I may have music system from so-called Sony. I may have seat covers from Elegance. Right? So these are the reusable component. I may not do production for all those things. Like engine, I may have from Honda, right? And like using these resources, I can create or I can manufacture my car. So it's like different manufacturer or different car companies can use the reusable component. Like they can take tires from Bridgestone, or they can take music system from Sony, or they can take engine from any other company, they can seat cover from any company, and they can rebuild and they can use the system. So it's like jar files we have, and these jar files is not like in our code. Once we require that, we can take that and we can use that, and we can leave it. It's like we go to library, we take a book, we read it, we just return it, right? So it's like that. So we are ready to write our small first Java code. So whatever Java code we'll write, that start with the source, and that is class file. So we just right click on the source and we'll go to this new and we'll click on class. So Java is start with the class file, and you can see this is the source folder, and this is a package. Will come later what is package, and in name we can see Java class 1, right? It can't take space, right? You give a space in the name, it will say that this is not valid name. So it does not require any space in the name. So I'll just delete it, and my Java class name would be Java class 1, and there is number of options: public, default, abstract, final. We will come later. We will leave it as a public, and we want public static void main string argument. So we'll just check this and we will click on finish. There are number of things that will come later. So what Eclipse will do for us? Eclipse will create a skeleton code for us. This is the skeleton code. You can see this has the one class and one main method, right? So every Java class has the same name, one main class, and that is having the same name, right? You can see the Java class 1, and that has been Java class 1. If you change this name, right, I write Java class 2, then it will not recognize. So the name where is written Java class 1.java and the main class name should be the same. So I'll just make it Java class 1, and my skeleton is ready. So whatever programming, whatever coding we do, that we do in this specific environment, like a specific section. And in Java class we have main method. In main method, like what is in the main method, that's get executed once we start compiling it or start running it. So whatever we have in the public main void, like public static void main, this will get executed. So currently we don't have anything in this code, so we'll start writing something. So this I'm writing my first Java program, right? As soon as I write that, you can see it's giving me red highlighted and it's giving me red icon here, and that says syntax error or something, right? So it means whatever I am writing, that Eclipse that Java is not able to recognize, right? It's the same like if I go to China and I don't know Chinese, I talk to them in a Hindi or some other language or English, and they're not able to understand the English, then they'll say speak in a Chinese or we cannot communicate, right? So here is the same thing. If I have to write the Java program, that has to be specific to Java syntax. We cannot write Hindi or English or any other language in it, right? So what we are going to write, we are going to write a single comment. Suppose you go to any training class or any training class, you take your first notebook and you will start writing the headline, my this training or something, right? So we are writing here my first Java program. This is normal, this is a simple comment. So to comment in Java, we need to just give the // right? So once you given the // you can see it's recognizing, and all the red highlights or red icon is disappeared. So this is my first comment in our Java program, and we can run it. So for running it, we have to just, we can save this with this option, and here is a green icon here. Once we'll start, we'll click on that, we can run this, right? So we can see this is running. We'll go to those, we can go to Java application, right? It is doing nothing because we have nothing here. We have written nothing, right? So what we will do, we'll first write a print command, right? Print command is what? Print command is just display a simple message which we will pass here. So like we go to any application or we click on any of the window or any of the button or any of the checkbox, so we see anything is running or anything is happening, right? So just we will write a simple print command and we will see what is happening there. So to write that, we'll start with the system.out.print, and we will put in a double quotes, we will write our first Java print, right? And here we will put the semicolon. So you can see it's a giving the red mark and it's a highlighting this system part. So once you put cursor on this system part, it says system cannot be resolved, and you'll put cursor on this, so it says system cannot be resolved. So you can understand there is some problem with this system, and if you are like we are not checking it, we are not rectifying it, our code is not our code is not ready to run, right? So we'll just go to run, we'll just click on run and it will ask us to save. We'll just save it and click on OK. Then it says error exists in required project, right? Proceed with launch. So it's giving a prompt that the particular code or particular script is having problem, having error. So once you click on proceed, it will show you exception in thread main, right? Java lang dot error unresolved compilation problem. So Eclipse is not able to compile this error code because we have syntax error, and unless or until we have right syntax written, code cannot be compiled because it does not understand what we are trying to do. And here we can see it's a Java class 1.main, Java class 1.main and 10 is showing the line number. Once you click on this, put cursor on middle part of this and click on show line number, right? So it will show you the line number. So this says Java class 1.java line number 10 is having some problem, right? It's unresolved, it's not able to resolve. So what is the problem? S is case sensitive, like system is case sensitive, so it does not understand the small s, it has to be capital S, and it has different meanings, like system has different meaning, out has different meaning, and print has different meaning. What we are giving the message in a double quotes, right? And we are terminating this statement in a semicolon. So each syntax, each instructions in a Java terminates with the semicolon. Unless or until you have semicolon on this part, Java or Eclipse will not understand this language. It says it's not complete, it's incomplete. So we'll put semicolon here and we will save it. We will run our first print statement. We'll just run this. It says our first Java print, right? You see it? It says our first Java print. So this is the print statement we are printing. So we'll just copy this and we will again print this and we'll say our second Java print, right? Our second Java print. And what we'll do, we'll just save it and we will run it, right? So again it is saying error exists in the required project. Proceed with the launch. So again it is finding something wrong in this code, right? So if you proceed that, again it will not run because it is not able to understand what you are trying to do. So what we will do, we'll just put cursor on this and try to understand what it is trying to say. So there is it says quick fix is available, right? This quick fix might be like right for your code or not, but it gives you some suggestions like quick fix available, and it's gives you like this particular part is having some problem, right? It says string literal is not properly closed by a double quote, right? Quick fix available. So we'll just click on this insert missing quote. Once you click on this icon, you can see it's a put the quotes here, right? But after quotes we have to provide one like close bracket, then one semicolon. Now our code is error free, right? And we can run it. So once we close that, we save that, and we are running it. So as soon as you run it, you can see it's a printing our second Java print, and along with the close bracket and semicolon, because once you right click and take in the suggestion quick fix, that's put the quotes outside of this close bracket and semicolon. That should be after this. Because of that we are getting this, because whatever we have inside the double quotes, that is a message, right? So earlier we had close bracket and semicolon under the double quotes, so Java is understanding this as a message. So we are just deleting this and we are ready to run. We'll just save this, and we have one more command, system.out.println, that will print message in a different line. So we'll just start with this system.out.println, and we will start with the double quotes, prints in new line. We will close the semicolon, close the statement with the semicolon, right? So you see this is having no error, nothing is red. We can run it. Just we go to save and we start to run it. As soon as we run it, it's printed the command, right? Our first Java print. Okay, our first Java print. Then we have our second Java print. We again have our second Java print, which says print in new line, prints in new line. But what happened? This println should print in a new line, but it has printed in the same line. So there is something wrong with this. So what we do, we just put cursor on this and we see what it is, what its description, right? It says println public void println. This is taking string as an argument, prints a string and then terminates the line. You see, this says terminates the line. It means after printing the line, it terminates the line. So what it means? It means it will first print, then it will terminate the line. So whatever would be the next line, that will be printed in a new line. So suppose again we are printing something else, right? We'll just take this and our new line print, right? So we have written our new line print. So it should be in a new line as per our understanding. We'll just save it and we'll try to run it again. See, we have one command in same line. Our second line Java print, same line, print in a new line, right? So what it does, it prints the statement and terminates the line. So after this, whatever would be the print statement or print command, that we will have in a new line. So see, this is the thought process, how you are going to debug, your Java code and how you are going to work with, right? So debug is very necessary. Like each code will give you some error, or we have to understand why it is failing or where it is wrong. So depending on that, we have to debug that, and we have to give our thought process like we can see some suggestions, and we can see syntax or all those, and we have to find like how we can go with the debug mode of that. Now we are ready with that, right? So what we will do, we will just write one more class within this source file. So we'll just go to source file, right click on that, go to new class, right? Here we will write Java class 2, and we will have same public and public static void main. Rest of the thing we will discuss in next sessions. Once you click on this, you can see two Java class we have in the same project. We have two Java files, Java class 1 that we worked earlier, and Java class 2. Here we have two tabs, one is for Java class 1 and one is for Java class 2. It has given us the sample code, sample syntax as it has given the earlier, right? So what we will write here, we will write we will write now we are able to start our first Java project, and we know how to start with, right? So we will write system dot out dot println double quotes this is first print statement, right? We will terminate it with the semicolon. So like that we can create different Java projects, and we will work with. So before closing today's session, we will learn something about method, right? So what is this println? Println is method, right? It has written somewhere in the library file that we are using. So to understand the method, we will start here. So in a OOPS concept, OOPS is an object oriented programming language, and as per OOPS, in a real life, whatever things is there, that all is object, that all is classes, right? Suppose there is a home, right? Home is a class. Home is a class, right? And after we have, I have my home, and you have your home, right? So home is a class, and my home and your home is a object. So like Java Java programming and Java concept is everywhere is moving between class, object and method, right? So here we have home, that is a category, right? Home is a category. This is a class, this has a different category, right? And my home, your home is a object of that class. In my home I can sleep, in your home you can sleep. In my home I can run, or I can take rest, I can watch movie. In your home you can watch movie, in your home you can walk, or you can do your work, you can sleep, you can take rest. So sleep, rest, all that is method. So these are methods: sleep, rest, walk, talk. So whatever we can do in our home, like we can sleep in our home, you can sleep in your home, we can rent our home, you can rent your home, I can sell my home, you can sell your home. So these are method that is related with my home and your home object, and that is derived from home class, right? So the simple example we have is like we have Jupiter, like we have planets. So what is planets? Planets is a class, and there are different object of that. What is the object? That is Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Venus, right? So these are object of the planet class, right? What they do, I don't know much about that, but they do a round of the sun, right? This is the sun, and they do a round of that particular sun, right? So Earth is rounding of the sun, Mars is rounding of the sun, Jupiter is rounding of the sun, Venus is rounding of the sun, and these are the object of the planet class, right? And one more simple example would be like we have a car, right? So car is a class. In the particular car we have Maruti, we have Fiat, right? We have Chevrolet, we have Hyundai, right? So these are the object of the car class. And what would be the method? Method would be like drive. We can drive the car, and we can take left, we can take right, we can do round with the car, we can take brake, we can apply brake, we can change the gear, we can honk with the car, right? We have window. These are the properties of the car. So like that we have lot of things in a class, object and method. So in a println, this is the method, and in the next session we will learn what is the method and variable of the Java class. So thanks friends, thanks a lot for the attending. Thanks.